But it's Portland up by 12. Steph Curry. He has Giannis behind him.
Hello, welcome to the newest episode of the Debate Mates. I'm Matthew Swanberg, and I'm here as always with Coach Stretch.
My man.
All right, and we missed an episode a couple of days ago. Stretch was dealing with restart.
Family function.
So now that we've got through that part, and I'm finally not confused anymore, we can go on with the rest of the video. So we didn't get to talk about Game 2, the one game of the Warriors have won so far in the series. So we've got a lot to talk about with the finals. I think we're going to make a shirt that says, as I always say, you're the resident Lakers fan, because it seems like I say that every other video. The Lakers made a new hire, maybe touch on that a little bit later. We'll start with the biggest news, which is the Warriors heading back to Oracle, down 2-1 facing the Raptors. If I remember correctly, we both picked the Warriors.
Yes.
I picked them in 6. You might have done the same, or 7.
I think I see 7.
So, this is your last chance. Are you changing your prediction?
No, I'm still rolling Warriors in 7.
I'm still rolling Warriors in 6.
Really?
I am, yep.
So you don't think Toronto's going to win another game?
I don't think they will.
Ooh. Well, obviously I think the Warriors are going to win tonight.
Right.
Now if KD comes back, or I think if KD got to come back.
He's officially out for Game 4 though tonight.
I don't see it. I don't see how they pull it out without KD.
So who's your pick then?
He got to come back. Like I think he's come back games 5 through 7.
I still think the Warriors will win this because the big X factor, the big question mark is DeMarcus Cousins, because Game 2 he was amazing. Like his stats didn't jump out of the box or anything. Only had 11 points.
He was real solid. He had a double-double.
But the thing is, he played 8 minutes Game 1, ramped up to 28 minutes in Game 2.
Right.
And then the repercussions of him playing well with 28 minutes is he's going to play poorly
the next game.
The 19 or so minutes.
Yeah.
So, and then there's only a 1-day turnaround from Game 3. Oh gosh, that was
Game
a little
2
scary. The building was shaking.
It's called air conditioning, man.
From games. Oh gosh.
We're haunted in this joint. We're good. Yeah.
Back with your regularly scheduled programming. So that was your entertainment for the day.
Air conditioning, man. It's a powerful thing.
Oh gosh, the balls are above us too.
Right, like this thing is like, that thing kind of blew out hard.
Alright, so as I was saying before, this place almost fell on top of us. DeMarcus Cousins, he played big minutes in Game 2.
Yeah. Played like
poorly
crappy
in Game 3.
In 3.
I mean, he got off the ground basically as well as you do.
Wow. I got more bounce than Boogie right now.
Probably about an inch off the ground. That might be a little generous.
Yeah, I mean,
then,
but
like I said, the 1-day turnaround.
I don't see how he's gonna play well. I think they should definitely start Bogut. You got to get Jordan Bell in there, and then bring in Boogie. Like, you can't ask Boogie to start and Boogie to carry the load right off the rip. Like he can't do that right now. In my opinion, I think he's still hurt.
Yeah.
I think he's still hurt. And I salute him for trying because it's the finals. But he's still hurt. Right. I do want to say that Steve Kerr kind of did a great move. He sacrificed Game 3 so Clay could get a little bit more healthier so he can play Game 4. Because without Clay, without KD, without a fully healthy Boogie, they're going to lose.
Right.
They look like a team in the East. They look like, you know what? They look like exactly the Charlotte Hornets.
The Hornets?
Yep. Kemba, Steph, put up great numbers. Everybody else?
Right. And that's not something you normally say with the Warriors. They still have a lot of great depth. Here's one thing that I think they need to change. So obviously they'll have Klay Thompson back tonight.
Right.
Even if he's at 80%, he's still one of the best jump shooters in the league.
Absolutely. Catch
and
shoot.
Really, the thing with the Warriors is they put up 109 points last game. In the finals, the game slows down, the defense gets better. That's going to win you most games in the finals.
I agree.
The problem is that was the only game Kawhi Leonard shot over 50%, 9 of 17.
Yeah.
And who wasn't there? Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
He's got a bigger impact than just shooting.
Yeah, he's a great defender as well. And on top of that, he's a great communicator.
Right.
Like, he talks all the time on defense. And last game, it was really just Draymond trying to talk and yell out coverages to everybody.
Right, and even if Klay Thompson is back, the Warriors still don't have a ton of shooting besides Steph and Klay.
Right.
Which is crazy to say because they're arguably the two best shooters in the history of basketball.
I agree.
But I think Quinn Cook needs to have a bigger role. I think they should ramp up his minutes. He could be like the Fred VanVleet for the Warriors, coming off of the bench, and he's a great three-point shooter.
Quinn Cook.
He was the spark plug in game 2 when Klay Thompson went down. Quinn Cook went 3 for 5 from 3 with 9 points.
No diss to Quinn Cook. I think he's a good player. He's from Duke Nation. However, when they play him and Steph together, they look really small.
But in their current lineup, or the one they had last game, DeMarcus Cousins is struggling from 3. Andre Iguodala is struggling from 3. And Draymond Green is struggling from 3. And then in the shooting guard, who they start last game for shooting guard, there's Livingston. So he's not a three-point shooter.
He's not a three-point shooter at all.
And Steph Curry, he played great. He had 47.
He played amazing.
Yeah.
He played amazing.
And when Klay Thompson's back, those two will probably split the points about evenly.
I think the Warriors are they're in big trouble, man.
I think they'll win game 4. Even if they don't
They
have
have
KD,
to
which
win
they
game
won't
4.
have KD.
They have to win.
The Warriors, they're not the type of team that loses 2 in a row at home. I don't care if Klay Thompson's not playing. They'd still win tonight, in my opinion.
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so. If they don't, I think Toronto can beat them.
The Toronto fans stayed after the game and were singing "Oh Canada"
Oh man,
in
that was
Oracle
so
Arena.
disrespectful. That was so disrespectful.
You gotta think Klay. You gotta think Draymond. I think Klay Thompson is going to have a monster performance tonight.
I
think
hope so.
Klay Thompson could have played in Game 3.
I think he could have played, but Steve Kerr held him out
I think that
for good reason.
he's definitely going. I think he'll go crazy tonight. I think like you said, the adrenaline of a finals game at home. It doesn't matter if you've got a torn Achilles. If he has a torn hamstring, he's going to go out there and he's going to do his best.
I'm gonna tell you something. If they don't win tonight, it's over.
To be honest, I'm not doubting the Warriors in the series until they're down 4-0, until they're down 4-2 or whatever. How many they end up losing, and if they do it, finish with a loss.
They don't look good. I don't think Kevin Durant's coming back.
You know.
I think he has something going on with that Achilles. I think calf strain is being mildly nice about what they're saying. But a lot of athletes, including myself, have had a calf strain before. And it's usually a 4 to 6 week type of thing. But by week 5, you can run and jump and stuff like that. This is week 5, 6 for him now?
He's been out since, I believe, May 8th.
Yes. So,
It'll be a month tomorrow.
Calf strain, you should be seeing him running right now.
Right.
And he doesn't look like he's running anywhere.
Right.
Like, he was at practice, he had on flip-flops. Like, just the way he's walking, when they showed a clip of him and Steph Curry's getting ready to go take the floor. And, like, he's walking, but he's not really putting pressure on that leg to walk back. And he's, like, walking backwards, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, yeah, that might be a little
This
issue.
is one thing I want to touch on before we get back to the on-the-court matter. Oh, gosh, it happened again. All right, one thing I want to touch on real quick before we get back onto what happened on the court.
We're not going to record here ever again.
Yes.
I don't feel comfortable.
Is the Warriors' part owner, I believe Mark Stevens, I
yeah.
believe,
Oh, man.
shoved Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
I can't tell if it's really gentle shove or whatever.
Oh,
but,
no, he pushed him.
all right, and I just wanted to say this. I was watching a couple shows where they talk about the NBA, and they were saying his ban should be more severe. And
They've been him a year, though.
I think that he should not be able to be a part owner of the Warriors.
Right. I think they should strip him of his ownership.
Yeah, but here's one thing that kind of got me annoyed. Is, of course, what he did was not right, and that shouldn't be allowed in an NBA arena. I believe in second chances, though, so I'm not saying ban him forever. But what he did was more aggressive. But is there that big of a difference between what he did and between what Drake did when he pulled lint out of Steph Curry's hair?
See, and this is what I'm saying. I started seeing a trend with fans being able to touch and talk to players in any kind of way, especially this year. They documented this stuff with Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
And it's just like the NBA has to put, a stop to all this stuff. Like, I know parents and people in general pay a lot of money for these games. And I know they, want to get all up close to the action because there are no barriers. In football, there's barriers. Like, it's you standing far back, hockey, you got the glass. There's no barriers. Like, you can literally put your hand out there and touch somebody.
Right.
it's something has to be done. I don't know what it is to fix that, because that's one of the great things about going to an NBA game is that you are in the action.
Do you agree with me that what Drake did isn't really that much different?
No, he touched the NBA. It's a big difference.
Well,
but
the shoving is you.
He touched a player,
Right.
and you cannot touch a player.
Yeah.
Period.
And he wasn't even at
Right.
Oracle.
Right. You can't do that. I got an issue with what Drake does on the sideline, because he literally is on the floor.
Right.
Like, he jumps up and down.
A coach gets a technical foul if he gets too far onto the court.
Absolutely. This joker is on the floor.
Right.
Like, NBA got to do something about that stuff.
Right. So we've addressed all the off-the-court matters. Now back on to what happened on the court. So as we mentioned, Steph Curry had a magnificent performance in Game 3.
Yeah.
What do you think the Warriors have to do better in order to get a win in Game 4 and end up evening out
They
the
got to take care
series?
of the basketball. I want to say they had, at halftime, they had 10 turnovers and only 11 assists. So that's how Warriors win. They share the basketball, they move the basketball around, they get a high level of assist numbers and no turnovers, but they got to take care of the basketball. Like, Draymond had crucial turnovers, just trying to force the issue. Curry has crucial turnovers, trying to force the issue. Like, you got to take care of the basketball, because you give Toronto so many more possessions. And in a game like these where possessions matter, like Danny Green hit 6 threes or something like that. Like, it's insane.
The Raptors, I think the Warriors need to fix their defense. Through the 5 years of their championship run, obviously they've had the amazing offense with the assists, the shooting, the scoring, but they've been one of the best teams defensively, which has put them into the conversation for best teams ever. It's not just because they put up a lot of points, it's because they defend extremely well. Obviously, with Klay Thompson back, that should help. But an injured Klay Thompson, does he still get the job done? What they did in Game 2, they trapped Kawhi Leonard. They forced him out of bounds a lot. I remember 2 plays down the stretch where Draymond Green came on the trap and Kawhi Leonard ended up just falling out of bounds. And it was a turnover on him, not a foul or anything. So, can the Warriors replicate that defensive aggressiveness? Can they force guys like Kyle Lowry to get uncomfortable? Because the big thing for the Raptors, Kawhi's going to get his. To an extent, Pascal Siakam will score his. It's the other guys. If Danny Green is hot, the Raptors will probably win.
Absolutely.
If Kyle Lowry's hot, I think he's the barometer for their success, then they win. So can the Warriors won't be able to contain Kawhi. They're going to be able to contain him, but they're not going to hold him to under 20. So can they do it with the others?
Well, they have to. That's number one. Number two, the Raptors are so big and long. You know what I'm saying?
I think they're by far the best team the Warriors have.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, Kyle Lowry is about 6'2", 6'3", somewhere around there. Then you go Danny Green, 6'6", Kawhi, a big 6'7". Like, he looks way bigger than 6'7". Pascal is 6'9", 6'10", and then you got Marc Gasol, 7'1". They are really, really long, and when they move the basketball on offense, Pascal is 6'9", 6'10". He can dribble, he can take you off the floor, he can shoot threes. Danny Green can catch, shoot threes in the corner, and then Lowry, he's really good pick and roll guy.
Right. And
so,
the Warriors
and then you got Marc
on
Gasol.
the pick and roll, which is,
right.
and they're so tall that Curry can't see over them.
He can't see over top of those guys.
And he's forced into turning the ball over.
Right. So, as far as the Warriors defensively go, Iggy's still hurt. You can tell he's still hurt. Clay's hurt. KD's hurt. Those are their, because KD was turning into one of the best rim defenders.
Right.
Because he's so, he's tall. He doesn't like to claim
and one of the players we haven't even mentioned yet, one of their best rim protectors, another guy who's out for the series, Kevon Looney.
Yeah.
Who's a great spark plug off the bench.
Absolutely.
And I think he should have been starting.
Yeah, Looney was great. He defended the rim and he took charges and he rebounded extremely well. They definitely missed him last game. That's why I said they got to find more minutes for Jordan Bell. Like, you got to kind of put him into that role and see what happens. But Curry is horrible. He's a horrible defender.
Right.
He is a horrible defender, so you got to try to find ways to hide him. But when they're healthy, they do find better ways to hide him.
Right.
Because they can just all rotate around and, Curry just passes people off.
This is what the Warriors' calling card was forever, is they were able to switch, and now with Kevin Durant out, their offense isn't capable of being switched on or switched on defense.
Yeah, they can't do a lot. They're getting exposed.
Oh no. This is bad, guys.
What? Okay, that was the air cutting off. Yeah, I think that was off.
You're the one that's directly under it. Big guy. This is coming for me if it falls.
Huh. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and breeze on through here. That's the Warriors defense, and then we got to figure out something.
Irony: Drake has an album called Scary Hours. Drake likes the rappers. We're in the Scary Hours right now.
No, this is real talk though. It's pretty.
And I'm pretty sure the tiles are like
Right.
protruding
They
out.
don't. Right.
They're not
they don't
flat.
look like they're stuck in there.
This is much scarier than if the Warriors go down 3-1.
I agree with that.
I think we might die one in here.
Goodness gracious.
So we'll try to get through as much as we can before this
Yeah.
place eventually comes falling down on us.
Yeah.
One of the tidbits after the game, Draymond Green said there were fun times ahead after he predicts the Warriors win Game 4, Game 5, Game 6. Did you not hear that?
I did hear that, and I was like, "What are you doing, Draymond?"
Do you
like,
think do you think that confidence will come back to bite them, or do you think that helps them?
Yes, it's coming back to bite them because they're not healthy. They're not healthy. So
Right, you got to give me your answer. So you said you weren't changing your prediction.
No.
You said you think the Raptors can win, and now you said you think this will come back to bite them. So is
yes,
what is your official?
I still think the Warriors are going to win in 7.
Okay.
I think they're going to win in 7. But Toronto's going to win Game 5, and then I think Kevin Durant's going to come back for 6, and then we'll finally see a real good basketball game
If
in
Kevin
7.
Durant comes back and not until Game 6, and they go on to win 2 games in a row, will it have been too late for KD to win Finals MVP?
Absolutely.
You think so?
Yeah. The Finals MVP is going to be Curry or Kawhi.
Those are your 2 front runners.
Yeah.
For the Warriors, I think the front runner is Draymond Green.
What?
Because
Why do you dislike Curry so bad, man?
it's not. Well, it's not that I dislike.
He
him.
almost had a triple-double last
It's
game.
not that I dislike him. I just.
He had 47 points last night.
It's not that I
Never
dislike him. It's just that I don't favor him as much as some other athletes.
Like Kevin Durant.
Yeah. Like.
Kevin Durant's better than Steph Curry. Everybody knows this. However,
Yeah,
the
at
most
least
important.
I'm not this bad. I saw a thing on Instagram today that said Steph Curry's not even a top 50 player.
Yeah,
in
that's
the NBA.
that's ridiculous.
At least I'm not that bad.
That is ridiculous. He's definitely a top 10 player in the NBA.
Right.
But Steph Curry is the most important Warrior.
Well, is he if they lose the finals, or will it have proven that it's another guy on the team?
Well, if Clay's there and they lose the finals, then you gotta look at some other things.
Right.
Like maybe he'll get more of the blame. But if Clay's not there and they lose, and he's going down like he did the other night,
And you gotta
he
think,
just earning more
there's
and more
potentially a lot riding on this. If Clay gets injured again and the
Yeah.
Warriors let him play too soon, Klay Thompson might walk in free agency saying the team doesn't know how to take care of him. If they lose, then Clay might leave. Who knows?
Yeah.
I think he's pretty loyal to Golden
I
State,
think he's
but
pretty
you can
loyal.
never
You
really
can never
tell.
tell. Yeah.
Kevin Durant might be gone either way.
Yeah, he's out.
DeMarcus Cousins is gone either way, unless
Yeah,
this
he's out.
injury proved that he might need another 1-year minimum deal.
I think that's what he's gonna get, but because he's not healthy, and I think that's also why he's trying to force his way back into playing.
To get a contract.
Right, to get the contract.
Do you think this affects Kevin Durant's free agency and what teams offer him?
No, because right now all we know is that he had a calf strain,
Right.
and the timetable, like I said, is 4 to 6 weeks, and he's on like week 4 or 5 right now.
Right.
Had a calf strain. Had a calf strain.
I still think he'll be back for the finals. I'd be super surprised if he weren't back.
If he comes back and he's not healthy and he looks bad, that will hurt his free agency.
You think so?
No, he's Kevin Durant.
He is Kevin Durant.
He is Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant, best player in the NBA.
Stop, Matt. Stop that. Stop. LeBron James is still the best player in the world. Okay.
No.
Oh my God.
I don't think he
You
is.
know what? Next episode we're gonna talk about who's the best player in the world.
Wait, just to leave you with this, I'm gonna give you one reason why Kevin Durant is the best player in the world.
Please.
Everyone's. Oh gosh, we're gonna infiltrate it. So that'll end this video. I hope you all
No,
enjoyed.
we're all right. No, we're okay. Go ahead. They're on the tour.
Okay, we're gonna keep going then.
Yeah.
Never mind. This has
Yeah.
been a very weird episode.
Very
I'm not
weird.
sure if this one's ever gonna see YouTube. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. We might. Well, you might chop it up though.
If I know how to do it.
You know how to chop video?
This would actually be more entertaining for the fans.
It might be.
Most
because
of the people that watch this probably don't even know what NBA is.
This is reality TV.
This is scary.
This is like VH1.
Right. I'm gonna do you guys a favor real quick. We're gonna show you what's going on here. Building's shaking. This is crazy stuff, guys. Stretch, do you have any? Oh gosh, do you have any word on what's going on? Do you have any expertise on this building?
Yeah, the YMCA is old.
We need to get Klay Thompson in here, the scaffolding expert, for when he got interviewed in New York.
Yeah, like the YMCA is just very old, and It's raining outside, so our normal locale, which would have been in the ice zone room, was occupied, and then our second locale
The racquetball court.
also was occupied with kids.
I thought this would be a good place.
I did too, man. I really did too. I was like, yeah, nobody goes in here, but people coming in and out. The freaking ceiling is shaking. Look at those tiles, man. Like they're coming out, like right here.
So
Like, look at that one.
To make this episode even more torturous for Stretch, we'll discuss a little bit about the Lakers and their decisions.
3 head coaches.
They have 3 head coaches right now fulfilling the jobs of head coach, assistant coach, and then another assistant coach. So, are we seeing another crash and burn from the Lakers?
Yes.
Yes.
This is horrible. Yes. We're in trouble. Yes. 3 head coaches. Frank Vogel, he knows he's there for a temporary basis. Jason Kidd, who wants to be there. And then we have the new hire, Lionel Hollins,
Right.
who was a very, very good head coach. We have 3 head coaches.
It's almost like they didn't think they were going to get, who was the second guy they hired? Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd, right.
And they signed one of them. And they're
Right.
like, oh, Jason Kidd's available. We'll sign him. And then,
Right.
like, they didn't know that these guys were going to be available. Like, they rushed it too soon. Like, it's a little messed up. Or it's a lot messed up, actually.
Like I said-
It's a lot of crashing and burning because I didn't even mention their 4th head coach, LeBron James.
Stop it. Don't you start that. And like I said last episode, the Lakers are a circus, and it comes from the top.
Right.
They are a circus.
And-
But, whatever. As long as we go get this Bradley Beal and some Anthony Davis, or Bradley Beal and some Jimmy Butler or something, all of this will be for naught. Because no one, like you said, the 4th head coach, no one's going to listen to Frank Vogel anyway.
Right.
They're going to listen to Jason Kidd, Lionel Hollins, and LeBron.
Right. And then I have one more question that I'll ask you. Hopefully it leads into a little bit of a bigger conversation, and then we'll get going. So 3 things regarding free agency have happened recently. 1, Kyrie apparently cut his ties with Boston and is
Right.
officially out.
Right.
2, Ricky Rubio has his feelings hurt because because he's not Utah's first priority.
Right.
And then the 3rd thing is LeBron apparently could be looking into requesting a trade if the Lakers strike out on free agency and or all-star trade. So if you're
Right.
a GM, what of those is most worrisome for you?
Well, I mean, if I'm Boston, I'm fine. Like, Kyrie can
Right.
leave, and I think they have a strong team as is right there, and probably can go Eastern Conference Finals or further with that unit right there. Utah, Ricky Rubio just got sucked up, man. Like, he's 30 years old, man.
Well, and this might even be better for them because D'Angelo Russell is a free agent. And
Right. They got to look at
more
all
and more
options.
and more, it's been looking like D'Angelo Russell isn't even going to sign with Brooklyn.
Right, because they're trying to get Kyrie.
And Karl Anthony Towns has put some questionable things on Instagram. He put the eye emojis and the
Right.
emoji
Right.
on his story, and then tagged D'Angelo Russell. And then in the comment section of a post, like, where do you think D'Angelo Russell will go? He posted
Right.
the same 2 emojis.
Right.
So I'm not an emoji scientist or anything like that, but that seems awfully suspicious.
Yeah, but D'Lo, if he goes to Minnesota, that could be a very, very good thing for D'Lo. But Minnesota isn't a culture of winning. They just don't do what they need to do.
I think that would be fun though, D'Lo and Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, fun
They just
isn't
need to
winning.
get rid of Wiggins, I think.
Yeah,
He's
Wiggins
their
no
answer.
one wants him, number 1. But number 2, fun isn't winning.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't necessarily go hand in hand. Winning is fun.
right.
But just going out there to have fun, like Karl Anthony Towns seems like he wants to do all the time.
Well, that'd be a fun
Does
team
not translate
to
to
watch,
winning.
I think, is what I meant.
Yeah, they'll win 40 games.
Right.
Fun.
But that probably won't make it into the Western Conference.
Not even close.
But the Lakers will get even less next year, most likely, if they don't change their roster.
Well, they're going to change the roster regardless.
And do you see any truth in this LeBron James
No.
rumor? You don't?
No.
You think he'll end his career with LA?
Yeah. For numerous reasons. The Hollywood aspect, his kids are in high school there. He's going to stay in LA.
Right. Maybe D'Angelo Russell is going to come to the Clippers because of his contraband incident at the airport.
Maybe.
He doesn't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, absolutely, maybe. But it'll probably be a good look for D'Lo.
Right. So we've discussed the finals, free agency. We both are sticking with the Warriors.
Yep.
This was weird. This was
Very weird.
very
Very
odd.
weird.
Hopefully Stretch and I can get together soon so we can get this bad taste of a video out of our mouth.
Yeah. Ugh.
I hope you guys enjoyed this new reality TV
It's
show.
called Growing Pains, baby. Growing Pains, baby. We're going to lock us in a room.
And yeah, I think debate mates are going to start a second channel where Stretch and I just get locked in various rooms and
Yeah.
figure out how to escape before it collapses on us.
Absolutely, that could be fun.
So I hope you guys enjoyed. You probably enjoyed more than normal because we almost got killed, which is entertaining. So I hope you guys enjoyed. That's debate mate sign right there, fell a while ago. So, and we should have shirts on the way soon. Not to sell yet, like any of you are actually going to sell them, as if you guys watched to the end of the video. But Stretch and I should be rocking them pretty soon in one of our upcoming episodes. I hope you guys enjoyed. And don't come to this specific room in the YMCA. Whatever it's
Right.
called, steer clear.
This is the back room past preschool.
That is your one lesson. Nothing about the NBA, just don't come in here. Thank you.